Moi. Hello everyone. Today I have a very exciting new series I'm starting. I am essentially starting over with my Homelab. As some of you know, I have moved to Finland. That means that all of my computer equipment did not come with me, so I gotta start kind of from scratch. And so the very first thing I need for a good Homelab is internet. So I took around a look at the place, saw what jacks I could find. I found a very weird looking jack that I'm assured is a phone jack. I found a very weird looking jack that I'm assured is a cable TV jack, and looked at some providers, and I ended up with cable modem here. So today I'm going to plug in the cable modem, see if I can set up my router, maybe some Wi-Fi as well. I didn't bring any gear for that, so I might be living it rough for a couple days with just wired internet, but we'll see how that goes. So if you guys are interested on the start of my new Homelab journey, getting internet set up, then come along on this adventure. So I am sitting here on the floor because this is the only cable jack in the house. I have the box of stuff I got from Elisa. So I have cable modem and some coax parts. So one of the very confusing things to me is this data TV splitter, I guess they call it. So it has some weird connectors on it that seem to be like a reverse F connector. I'm sure you guys in the comments will tell me what it is. From the US, I'm used to using regular like forward F connectors, 75 ohm, for coax cable TV stuff. So I'm not sure why we have this reverse pinned connector, but it just slips on, which seems kind of cool. Also not sure why we need a splitter, given that the frequencies are exactly the same going in and out. Normally, again, in the US, we would just use a splitter, not like a filter splitter. This one seems to be filtering the uplink frequencies from the TV signal. So, whatever. So for today, I'm going to hook these guys up right here. I've got some Shuko jacks I can plug up the stuff in at. Long term, I'm going to run this coax cable through this wall, which is where my new studio is going to be. So you guys will see that probably in a future video. I don't actually have a cable TV. I don't really plan on having a cable TV. So this will be the only hooked up to cable, I guess. So let's see what they gave me in the box. Power adapter with Europlug. I am very short on Europlug, so I'm glad this is the right one. Instructions in a million languages. Instructions using pictures. Perfect. And the modem itself. Ooh, it has a 2.5 gig too. That is neat. So I brought my laptop out here. I've got Ethernet to my laptop. I've got coax to the wall, and I got power. So coax is just super easy push on. Ethernet, I'm going into port 1. And power. Are you going to turn on automatically? No, you have a power button. There we go. I was kind of told this should like just work. I don't know, I guess we'll figure that out. So this guy does have Wi-Fi, and at least like for the very first day I'm going to use it. You got some lights, but not like a lot of lights. I didn't read the setup, guys. Maybe I'm supposed to do something, I don't know. Okay, I broke down and read the manual. Just says I gotta wait 10 minutes for it to connect to the cable company. My password is written on the bottom of this thing, so I gotta hold it over here and type it out. I do like that the EU has like banned default passwords. Big plus for the EU. We need some of that cybersecurity motivation in the US. And what do you know? We got IP and IPv6. So remember how I reviewed Unify like a month or two ago, probably up here, and also like a year ago before that, and out of the box, IPv6 was disabled by default. So I plugged this guy in, got it from the cable company, plugged it in, and guess what? I have IPv6. It just works great. This is like how things should work. So yeah, that's exciting. You can sit there if you want. It'll just take a minute. No need. So I decided that this works so well that I'm going to move it into the other room, set up my network, and set up my new Proxmox server. So I'm going to drill a hole. Okay, did I make it all the way through? So since it's really hard to make videos without like a server to store my files on, the very first thing I set up was my Proxmox server. So this is the Ugreen DXP 480T, I think, all flash. So I've got two 2 terabyte and two 1 terabyte drives to make up my Z-Puller right now. I'm hoping to upgrade those 1 terabytes to bigger drives in the future, but for now that's what I got. So that's this guy here. He's connected over 2.5 gig to the modem from Elisa. I was expecting to spend quite a while in this video figuring out how the hell to get IPv6 set up with some cheap-ass modem. But this modem just works fine. IPv6 works great. The firewall has options to do IPv4 port forwarding, but also IPv6 firewall allowances, which is awesome. IPv6 worked out of the box. This is how Elisa tops the charts in Finland for IPv6 adoption. Now there are still some problems remaining. So I'm running on Proxmox 9, which is currently in beta, release candidate, I guess. I'm running the same pretty good NAS container I've made in some other videos before. And I'm planning on updating that video. So I made that video back in the days of Debian Bullseye. And so Debian Bookworm came out, and now Trixie's about to drop. So as soon as Trixie drops, I'm going to do a video update on that with Trixie, which is what I'm actually running right now on a Trixie, and it's running great. So still happy with that. The other thing I need DNS. So the DNS server built into this guy isn't very advanced, which I totally would have guessed. It can really just forward to an upstream, and that's it. So I can choose what that upstream is, and I can choose to advertise a different DNS over v4 and v6, but those are my only options. So I'm going to run something. So I'm going to take a look at AdGuard Home, Pi-hole, and Technidium. And so those are 3 popular GUI-based resolvers. So I know a lot of people use Unbound, which is built into OpenSense. If you're into the automation life, you'd probably like Core DNS instead. It's got a very flexible file format that can reload, etc. I'm going to stick with those 3. I'm going to make a video comparing them on my new network here. One last problem I'm having is getting power adapters for the stuff I already own. So if I pull this guy out here, obviously my new router came with a Euro plug, which is great. My Ugreen NAS came with a power brick with an integrated US plug. So I had to get an adapter, and the adapter is so big that it takes up this Schuko plug in the middle here, which I hate. Some of my gear use an IEC plug, like a C13, I think, or Z14. So I bought some cables from that to Schuko. Excellent. But not everything had that nice removable adapter like the Ugreen did. So maybe I'll have to email them and see if I can buy a different one or just use this adapter long term. So thanks for hanging around with me through this transition, guys. I do have some stuff piling up to make new videos on. The one thing I can drop right now is I'm doing a video on GPON, passive optical networking. And so I hope you guys really enjoy that. That'll take me a few weeks to finish, but whatever, stick around for that. As always, I have a Discord server, link down below for that. And I have Ko-fi, if you want to give me any tips. Greatly appreciate those. It's kind of like a Patreon, but it's only a one-time thing. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next adventure.